Good morning, Mama Bears and professional eye rollers. Let me ask you something right out of the gate. Have you ever stood somewhere, looked at something that was clearly wrong, opened your mouth to say something, and then stopped yourself? Because you didn't want to be called a Karen. Yep, that right there, that's the problem. Because I'm going to say something that might make a few people uncomfortable. Maybe more than a few people. We need to bring Karen back. Yes, 100%. I said it. Bring her all the way back. Because somewhere along the line, we took a regular woman, probably just trying to get her order right, and turned her into public enemy number one. Now listen. There were some Karens that earned that title. We all saw them. We all watched them lose their minds over absolutely nothing. I may have a time or two myself. And we all collectively said, "Ma'am, go sit down somewhere." That was fair. That was earned. But what started as calling out ridiculous behavior has now turned into something completely different. Now, anybody who speaks up, anybody who asks a question, anybody who expects basic service gets labeled a Karen. And what's that done? It's trained people to stay quiet. And I don't like that. I don't like that one little bit. I realize just how bad it's gotten during something that should have been simple. I went into a restaurant, nothing fancy. I don't even remember the name. I don't remember which one it was anymore. I was just trying to get a meal, mind my business, and go on about my day. Ordered my food. Simple, straightforward, no complications. Food comes out. I look at it, and immediately I know this is not what I ordered. Not at all. Now, years ago, that would have been easy. It should have been easy. Hey, I think this might be wrong. They fix it. They even might apologize. End of story. But now, I'm sitting there having a full internal strategy meeting with my inner self. Okay, don't sound rude. Keep your tone soft. Don't sound demanding. Smile, not too much though. Don't make it awkward. I'm rehearsing like I got a damn script just to say 2 sentences. And then I caught myself thinking, I don't even want to go here. I don't want to say anything. Not because I was wrong. I was 100% right. But because I didn't want the reaction. You already know the look. That subtle eye roll. That shift in tone. That energy that says, oh, you're one of those. And somewhere in the background, that word, Karen. Karen, Karen, Karen. And so what did I do? I sat there and I ate it. I didn't even like it and I didn't order it. Wrong order and all. I ate it and I paid for it. Halfway through that meal, I had to stop and ask myself, when did I become afraid to say something when something is clearly wrong? Clearly wrong. That's not growth, that's conditioning. And it doesn't stop there. Drive-thrus? Oh, good Lord, drive-thrus, they have turned into a whole experience. You place your order, you repeat it twice, you pull forward, and by the time you get that bag, you're not even confident anymore. You are just worried. You might be a little hopeful. You sit there in the parking lot like you're about to open a mystery box, scared to even look inside, not wanting to deal with it. But you open it up, and sure enough, something's missing every single time. Now, the logical response is simple. Go back. Hey, I think something's missing. But instead, you sit there, holding that bag, debating with yourself like it's a life decision. Do I really want to go back? Not because it's difficult. Again, simple. But because of the energy waiting on the other side of that window. That's how you know something is off. When doing the right thing feels harder than just accepting the wrong thing and going on about your day. And I know I'm not the only one who has paid for something, God only knows what, knew it wasn't right, and still said, you know what, forget it, don't want to deal with it. That is wild. I mean, there is a difference, and I need people to hear this clearly. There is a big difference between being rude and having standards. You know, getting what you pay for. You work hard for your money. Being rude is yelling. Being rude is disrespect, acting like the world owes you something. That's a whole other thing. That is not what we're talking about. We're talking about calmly saying, hey, this isn't right. That's normal. That's reasonable. That's expected. In fact, I would like to be the first one to offer a formal apology to all the Karens out there doing the Lord's work. We're sorry. We should have given that judgmental bitch a medal. Absolutely. I'm over it. Made her the patron saint of perfection. Bravely fighting to rid the world of half-acidness syndrome. That's my opinion. Instead, you bunch of lazy, good-for-nothing, couch-dwelling, basement-living, non-ability to function as an adult, overgrown 5-foot-tall toddlers have hijacked her and covered her in a blanket of shame. Yes, you have. I said it. Oh, hell no. It is time to free the Karens of the world and start passing out apologies and accolades. Oh, yeah. Because while we were busy worrying about labels, standards started dropping, plummeting. Because if nobody ever questions anything, then nobody has to fix anything. Food wrong? Oh well. Order incomplete? Ah, it happens. Service bad? Oh, just deal with it. Get over it. No, we're not doing that. Because accountability is not cruelty. And expecting effort for your hard-earned money is not entitlement. And here's another piece nobody wants to talk about. The filming. Everybody has a phone. Everybody's ready to record. Nobody, however, is ready to help. You could be standing there, calm, respectful, handling something like an adult, and somebody is already reaching for their phone like, ooh, this is about to be content. Gonna shame you because you're complaining about something. Content? Fix the situation. That's the content. But no. Now we got people more interested in capturing a moment than correcting it. And that mindset spreads. like a cancer. Because now people don't just fear confrontation, they fear becoming somebody's content. Let that one sink in. It's ridiculous. People are now adjusting their behavior not based on what's right, but based on what might be recorded or how they might be portrayed wrongly. And that is backwards. Backwards. And let me be clear. If you are out here yelling at people, being disrespectful, acting entitled, that is not what I'm defending. Nope, not at all. But if you're calm, respectful, and simply expecting what you paid for, that should never make you the villain. And I'm going to say something else. Some people hide behind that word Karen because they don't want to be held accountable. That's what's going on. Because it's easier to dismiss you than it is to correct themselves. It's easier to say you're doing too much than to admit that you didn't do this right. I get so frustrated, and that's where we are right now. We have made accountability uncomfortable and avoidance acceptable. And that's completely backwards. We don't need fewer people speaking up. We need more people doing things right. And if speaking up respectfully makes me a Karen, okay, go ahead and hand me the name tag. Spell it correctly or I'm going to call you out on it. Put a little sparkle on it while you're at it. I will wear it proudly. Yep, because I am not about to sit here 1 second longer, pay for something, receive something completely different than what I paid for, and smile like everything's fine so I don't hurt your little ego. We're not doing that anymore. No. Meanwhile, Grammie Tammy will be over here speaking up when it's necessary. Somebody's got to do it. I'll be doing it with respect, standing on common sense like a full-grown adult. And if that makes me a Karen, so what? So what? Then maybe I will be the most polite, well-spoken Karen you ever met. Now, let me ask you something real quick before we finish up. Have you ever kept your mouth shut when you knew you shouldn't have? Be honest. Be honest. Because I have, and nobody would have ever thought they would hear me say that. More than once, too. And that right there, that tells you everything you need to know. Maybe it's time we stop being afraid of a name and stop hijacking all the Karens of the world's name. How horrible it must be to be a Karen. And start being more concerned about what's actually right. All right, now I'm done. For real, this time. I could go on a long time, but you probably done hit the stop button on this anyway. Y'all have a good day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.